I really believe that this is the age of the church, where it's no longer just leaders that are doing this. Now, I believe in leadership, so that's not going to change, but where the focus is on one or two anointed people, special charismatic
the
people.
Superstar.
Yeah, the superstar. No, actually the regular person in the church, even the newcomers in the church can be filled with God's power, with his love, with his wisdom to touch people's lives. So obviously you can see that people are not easily coming to church anymore. The church has to go to them, but not with an outreach, not with a program, but because every single person in the church is a vessel for God's glory. So for us, I can see that we definitely need to do more with evangelism, not necessarily organized evangelism, but where people need to go
organically
and seek people out, and that's different in every situation. With some people you might ask them point blank, do you believe in Jesus Christ? But with others, it's building relationships. It's seeing if they have a need, a physical need that they need healing, or another kind of need, because what did not change is that this world is in great need. This world is suffering. They're suffering even more so than before. Mental issues, depression, oppression, and that's where they really need help in. That's where they really need
the power of God.
They need
to set them free.
Yeah.
I love that, and I think that's really where God's putting the church, because it's not our organized programs, and you look at Jesus, he went into Peter's boat. He sat down in his boat. People didn't come to the 5,000 crusade where he fed the 5,000. Those were people that were followers. They were interested in pursuing. The rest, they're busy fishing. They're doing their work. They're doing, life. And so we've got to go and get into their boat, and not with the crazy. We used to hear the evangelist stop the elevator and stop, or you're going to have. Now you're going to get charged for doing that. It's a different day. But and there's times for that if that's your personality, I guess. But building relationship with people. Jesus met physical needs first. He ministered to emotional needs, and then he brought the gospel. But sometimes we're just wanting to bring the gospel without connecting with people. And I think it makes it ingenuine.
I think you're right on with that. I think that's the point. Is okay, you might have those elevator moments or those airplane moments, but we shouldn't abuse that, and don't abuse the gift that God has given us either. So more than ever, we need to be led by the Holy Spirit, not led by our own emotion or thinking that we're the solution to this world. We are not. Jesus is the solution to this world. So how can we best bring it to them? And I think friendship evangelism works better than street evangelism. I believe in street evangelism. Look, I got saved by people knocking on my door, so I believe in it. But what works better is relationship.
Totally.
Because we've seen a lot of people accept Jesus out on the street, but we don't see them join the church or a movement. So eventually you don't just want to win people to the Lord, you want to disciple them. Right? So it's way more than that. It's relationship building. But on the other hand, sometimes there's not time to do that. You might meet someone just once.
On the spot. And that's the Kairos moment. And I think, like you said, street evangelism, doing all of that, builds a boldness. It's very much about training. But it doesn't really build the church.
Correct. I agree with that.
And I think, and that's why people get discouraged with it sometimes, because they don't see the fruit and the growth. But if you look at the Bible, they met daily from house to house. It was about community. It was about reaching your neighbors, about reaching your colleagues. And I think that's what we call friendship evangelism. If you already have a relationship with someone, it's much easier to speak into their life because you have a level of trust. And then it's much easier to disciple them because you already have a relationship. And so if we just meet someone on the street, we pray a prayer and we leave them, that's not really the gospel, because the gospel, like you said, is preaching, but then making disciples, bringing them in an encounter with God into the sinner's prayer. But then, okay, now let's help you to grow. And it's really an injustice if we don't do that.